In today's session we will see very important topic, that is function. So what exactly the function is? So function means set of statements which will perform a task. So function is basically a block of code. So function can contain single or multiple lines of code which only runs when it is called. So whenever we create a function, we have to add a single statement or multiple statement inside that function. It can be a block of code that performs a specific task, and when it will perform those tasks, whenever that function is called, it will perform that specific task. So there are two important things for the function. So first one is function creation, or also it is known as a function declaration. So functions are the specific block of code which we define, which we need to define, that is known as function creation or declaration. So first we have to create that specific function, or we can simply define that function, and we have to call that function. So when we call that function, then only that function will perform that specific task. So once function is created, we have to call that specific function. That is also known as invoking the function. Once function is created, we can call it any number of times. So that is the benefit of function. So once we create a function, that is a block of code. So once we have created that function, we can call that functions as many times we want. So that reduces the repeatability of code, and that increases the reusability of code. So mainly functions are used for reusability of code. So far we have already seen some of the built-in functions. So there are two types of functions: user-defined functions, which we can define by ourselves, and built-in functions which are already available in Python. For example, in collections, we have seen different functions which we have used for list, which we have used for tuple, right? So those are built-in functions. For example, length function. So length function we have used to calculate the length of the list. That length function is already available in Python. So those are built-in functions. There are number of built-in functions. Also we can define, so the functions which we are going to see now, those are user-defined functions. User-defined functions which can define by ourselves. So functions are basically a block of code which only runs when it is called, and that performs a specific task. Now let's see practically how we can create a function. So I am going to PyCharm. Let's create a new Python file. So I am creating a new Python file. Let's name it as function part1 demo. So we have created one Python file now. Now how to create a function? So to create a function, we have to use def, that is define keyword. Def is a keyword. After that we have to mention the function name, and then round brackets, then colon, and then the code of block which is included in function. So if you want to create a function which will print hello world, then how we can create it? So I am again going to PyCharm. First we have to use def keyword, and then we have to write a function name. So we can give any function name. So I am naming it as myfunc. Then we have to use round brackets and colon. So this is the syntax. And let's click enter. So when we click enter, now we are inside the function. If you see the indentation, there is some indentation. That can be a tab or that can be a space. So there need to be indentation. So if we write without indentation, then it would not be included inside the function. So this is wrong. When we press even enter, it automatically gives some indentation, right? So we have to enter the function body inside the indentation, so after giving some indentation. So now we are inside my function block. Now what action or what type of command we want to write inside it? So I want to simply print, let's say hello world. So this is known as function declaration. So what we have done, we have used def keyword, after that function name, round brackets, colon, and then inside that function we have written the statement, that is to print hello world. This is known as declaration or creation of function. We have defined or we have created a function. Now if you try to run this file, whether it will print hello world, let's check it out. So I am just going to execute this file, and if you see, there is no output. Why there is no output? Because we have only created a function. We have not called that function yet. So to execute that function, we have to call that function. Then only the output will come. So what is the syntax to call a function? So we have to simply use the function name with round brackets. So this will invoke the function, or it will call the function. That is known as invoking or calling that function. So when we write, let's say I am going to call this function now. So I am going to call, so how we can call it? So I will simply write function name myfunc, after that round brackets. So this is known as invoking of function. So when we will invoke the function or we will call the function, it will print hello world. So this line will call this function, which is including printing of hello world. Now let's again execute this file. So when we run this file, it is printing hello world. So that's known as invoking or calling of a function, right? So we have to first define a function by using def keyword, after that function name along with the round brackets and colon, and then by using some indentation we can add statements in that function. So that becomes the part of that function. So this statement is part of this function. If we write outside of this function, I want to write some another statement outside of this function, so we have to come outside of this function. Now if you write simply below this print, then it will be part of that function only. Now let's say I'm again going to type, let's say print hello world again. So now let's call this function. So when we call this function, let's call this function, it will print both the lines, because this second statement, it is also part of function only. But let's say I want to write this statement outside of this function, then I can simply write it outside of this function. Now this print statement is not inside our my function. So when we execute this file, it will still execute because we are calling this function, then it will print hello world, and then it will print the line which is outside of this function, right? So we have to understand, if it is inside the function, then it has to be below this print. If it is outside the function, then it is not inside that function block. So this is known as calling of a function and function declaration. Now we will see one more example about arguments. Arguments, or this is also known as parameters. So information can be passed into function as arguments. Arguments are specified after the function name inside the parenthesis. We can add as many arguments as you want. We have to just separate them with a comma. Now let's see one example. So I am just commenting this code. Now I am going to define, now let's see about the parameters or arguments. So how we can pass the information inside the function. I am going to create a new function, let's say def keyword, and I am going to create a function. I am naming it as print name. So this is the function name. Then we have to use round brackets, colon, and now what I am going to do, I am going to pass one argument here. So this is the name argument or name parameter. And what I am going to do next is, let's simply print name. So we have defined one function with the argument which is name, and that name value we are printing it inside that function. So that means कि whenever we are going to call this function, now when we call this function, so I am going to call print name function. So when we are going to call print name function, in the round brackets we have to pass the argument or parameter which we have defined. So I have defined name, right? So when we pass, let's pass value of John. So we are passing this John value inside this print name function. So that John will be assigned to name, and then this name will be printed. That means the value of John will be printed. Now let's execute this file. So when we run this file, it is printing John, right? If you pass, let's say Jack, so this Jack variable now assigned to name. So whenever we call this function, this jack value or jack variable value, it will be assigned to this name and it will be passed into that function and it will be printing that jack name. So let's again run this file. So it is printing jack. So it is known as passing the argument in the function. It is also known as parameter. So this is the one more example. So following example has a function with one argument. So we have passed only one argument here. When the function is called, so whenever the function is called, we pass name which is used inside the function to print the name. Arguments are often shortened as args in Python documentation. We have passed single name, right? So we have passed a single parameter, that is name. We can also pass multiple parameters as well. Now let's say one more example. I'm just commenting this code. Now let's see how we can pass multiple arguments as well. So again, I am defining one more function, let's say by using def keyword. After that, I am naming it as, let's say, myfunc, and I have to pass two arguments now. We have already seen by passing one argument. Now let's say I am passing two arguments. So we can simply write first argument as name, comma, then we have to separate those arguments by comma, and let's say id. So I am passing name as well as id. Then we have to use colon, and now simply let's print name, comma, id. So what I am going to do, I am simply printing those name and id which we have passed in the function as arguments. Now what is the next step? We have to call that function, right? So whenever we are calling that function, let's say myfunc, and inside the round brackets we have to pass now two values, right, for name as well as for id. So for name, let's pass it as jack, whereas for id let's pass 1 2 3. So what will happen when we call this function? So this jack value will be assigned to name and this 1 2 3 will be assigned to id, and it will print jack, that is name, and it will print id, that is 1 2 3, whenever we call this function. So let's execute this file. So when we run this file, it is printing name as well as id because we have mentioned print name and id. So this is how we can pass multiple arguments inside a function. So following example we have already seen, right? We have passed name as well as id. And one more thing we have to note while defining a function. So whenever we define a function, right, we have defined the function here and we have mentioned there are two arguments. So while calling the function, we have to pass two arguments only. If you try to pass, let's say, only one argument. So let's say I am passing only one argument, and let's try to run this file. So it will throw an error. What is the error it is showing? It is showing that my function missing one required positional argument, that is id. So we haven't passed id here, right? So if there are two parameters or two arguments, then while calling we have to pass that another arguments as well. So both the values need to be passed, else it will throw an error, right? So arguments, whenever we use the multiple arguments, we have to make sure that whatever we have defined, we have to pass those values. If you try to call the function with one or three arguments while we have defined the two arguments, and if you try to call the function with only one or three arguments, then we will get an error. Now let's move to next topic, that is function can return values as well. So let's see practically. So far now what we have done, is we have defined a function which will simply print some statement, right? Which will simply print the statement. Now what we can do, functions can return the values as well. So for example, let's say I'm going to define one function here. I'm going to define, let's say, def keyword, def, let's say my function. In the round bracket, I'm not passing any argument. What I will do, I will simply use, or we can simply pass the values as well. Now let's say I'm passing two values, let's say I, comma j. So I am passing two values, that is I and j. And what I'm going to do inside the function is, let's say, return. What I'm going to do, I'm going to return I plus j. So I'm going to pass two numbers in the form of I and j, and it should return I plus j. So what it will do? So whenever we call this function, it will return some value. It will return the sum of I and j. And that value we have to store somewhere, right? So it will return the value. We have to store that value inside some another variable so that we can perform some other actions on that variable. So let's say whenever I am going to call this function, let's call this function my function. How to call this function? Function name and round brackets. So now this will call this my function. What it will do, and inside we have to pass two arguments as well. So I will be passing, let's say 10, 20. So I am passing value of 10 and 20. So 10 will be passed to I, 20 will be assigned to j, and we are returning I plus j. That means it will perform the sum of 10 plus 20, that is 30. And it will return the value of 30, right? But that value we have to store somewhere, right? So what I can do, I can define one more variable. So this function will return 30 value whenever we call it. That value I will simply store it as, let's say, total. So I have defined one variable total equals to my function. We are calling this function. So this function will return the value of 30 because it will return I plus j. It will return 10 plus 20, 30, and that value will be stored inside total variable. And now after that we can simply print total. So I am just going to simply print total. So let's run this file. So when we run it, we can see the 30 output here. Inside of, now while calling this function, let's say I am passing 20 and 40. So what it will do, it will call this my function with two arguments, that is 20 and 40. 20 will be assigned to I, 40 is assigned to j, and it will return I plus j, that is 20 plus 40, 60, and that 60 value which is written by calling this function, we are storing it in total, and let's then print total value. So let's again execute this file. It will return 60. That is how function can return some value as well. So whenever we want to perform some action on total, it's better to store that value which is written by the calling the function inside some another variable and then printing that value. We can also do like this way. Now instead of this, I can simply do, let's say print, and then we are calling this function. So we have to call my function and we have to pass two values, let's say 10, 20. So this function we will calling my function along with two values, that is 10 and 20. It will go here. So 10 will be assigned to I, 20 will be assigned to j, and this function will be called. It will return value of 30, and that value we are straightforward printing it. So when we execute this file, it will print 30. So this is how functions can return some values as well by taking some arguments, right? So we have seen how to pass values and how to get return value from the function after calling it. That's why, because if you want to do another further operations on the result, then we can store that result in another variable, just like we have stored it in total variable. Function can return none in following situation as well. So before that, we can also see one more thing. We have returned the value here, right? The same operation or the same summation operation we can do without return as well. So I am just commenting this part of the code. Let's comment it. Now I am again going to define, let's say, one more function, define sum function, and we will be passing, let's say this time three values we will pass. Let's say x, y, z. So we are passing three values, and inside the function what we will do, we will simply print x plus y plus z. So again we are again here doing summation operation, but instead of return we have used simply print keyword. So whenever this function is called, it will directly print the sum directly, right? It will directly print in the console. So now let's say whenever call this function, let's say my function, and we have to pass three values, that is x, y and z. So let's pass 10, 30 and 40. So we are simply calling this function here, not my function. What is the function name? We have defined sum, right? So we have to use the same function name while calling. So we have defined the sum function here and we are calling it here. And let's execute this file. So when we are executing this file, it is assigning 10 to x, 30 to y, 40 to z, and it is directly printing x plus y plus z, right? So this is also fine. But if you want to perform some another action on that specific result which we have got from the calling this function, then we can again use the return keyword. So here we have used the return keyword and we have to store that value after calling in another variable. That is also fine. Now let's comment this part of the code. Let's move to next topic. So far we have seen, right? So we have seen that some functions can take arguments, functions cannot take argument, function can return some values, or without returning also we can define some function and call the functions. These are the multiple ways of creating and calling the function. Now let's see one more example. Function can return none as well, none in following situations. So what are those situations? Now let's see. I am going to define one function. Let's say define def keyword and then my function. So I have defined one function, and inside this function what I am going to do, there are two situations. The first situation is I am simply using return keyword, but I am not mentioning anything. I have just used return keyword. So whenever we are calling this function, let's say, so whenever we will call this function, so whenever let's say we will call this function, let's say print my function, and I am just calling this function. So this statement will call this function, my function, so it will be called, but this function is returning nothing, right? So we haven't mentioned anything after return. So when we run this file, it will return as none. So this is the first situation where function can return the value as none. Another situation is, let's say, I'm just commenting this code. Let's define one more function. Let's say def keyword. After that, I'm again defining my function, and inside the function body, I will simply mention, let's say I equals to 100, right? Let's say j equals to 200. But I haven't used any return keyword here. So when I call this function, let's say print my function, I'm just calling this function now. So when we call this function, it is again returning none, because though we have defined the function body, in the function body we have mentioned I equals to 100, j equals to 200, but we haven't used any return keyword along with some statement. So it will return none in this case. So these are the two situations where function can return none in following situation. So what we have seen so far, there are multiple ways of function creation and use. We have created the function which does not take arguments, or they do not return any values as well. So if you see, we have seen the first function, this function, right? It is simply printing hello world, right? So we have defined a function which is not taking any argument, and it is not returning anything as well. We haven't used return keyword here. It is simply printing hello world. Next example we have seen, that is function does not take arguments but return some values. That is also possible. For example, let's say function does not take any arguments but return some value. So how we can do that? So I will just show you one more example. Let's say I am defining one function. Let's say def keyword, def my function. Now this function is not taking any argument. So we haven't defined any argument for this function. It is not taking any argument, right? So what is the condition we are seeing? Function does not take any argument but returns some value, right? So we have defined the function and we can directly return, let's say return hello world. So when we call this function, let's call this function print. So when we call this function, it will simply print hello world, right? So it is simply printing hello world. So it is not accepting or it is not taking any arguments, but it is returning some value. So that is also possible. Third one is function take arguments and they do not return any values. So if I simply modify this function, let's say what we have seen here, that function take arguments but they do not return any values. Function take arguments but they do not return any values. For example, we have seen the sum function here, right? So we have defined a sum function, this one, in which it is taking the arguments and we are simply printing it. It is not returning anything. We are simply printing the sum of x, y and z. So that is the this condition, that function will take arguments but it will not return any values. That is also possible. And the last one is function take arguments and they also return the values. Function take arguments and they also return values. So that also we have seen, right? So function can take arguments and they will return the values. For example, this function. We have defined one function with I and j and it is returning the value, that is I plus j. That is also possible. And the last one, which I have already seen, that function does not take any argument and it will not return any values. For example, it returns none, right? So we have seen where it is returning none as well. So that's all about the functions creation and functions calling along with arguments. In the next lecture, we will see some more topic about functions. So thank you for watching.